Yo, what's your opinion as a whale on the Enfield gacha system? Everyone seems so so you mean divided? There are even free-to-play saying it needs to be like Hoyo. Here's my opinion. At the end of the day, right? Hypergriff is a gacha company. Yeah? And whatever might be stinky about the game, I think is balanced out by the fact that the game is extremely, like, horizontal investment friendly versus vertical investment friendly, right? Like, if anything, I've learned from Arknights, the original game, vertical investment in a character towards, like, getting fucking max potential is the biggest worthless fucking waste of your time / resources, right? So, due to that, I think the gacha basically incentivizing you to want to save for 120 and never pull unless you have 120 pulls ready is not a bad thing if you think about it. So as long as you have self-control and you don't fucking roll like an idiot and build pity, you should be able to guarantee yourself whichever character all the time. The issue, right, falls into where the people who play gacha games are not intelligent and fall for FOMO all the time, and that's why I'm saying it's a bad system intrinsically, because it knows, right? These gacha companies know who their player base is. They know that people are gonna fucking FOMO, and that's why they know, right? Because it's a device. By making it so that the pity doesn't the guarantee doesn't carry over and punishing people who don't save 120, then that person who didn't save 120 and built pity like an idiot and didn't get the fucking character now is at a point where they're probably getting that itch to bring out their wallet, right? They know what they're fucking doing. So in that way, I think it's bad. But like, the question is, would you rather Arknights Endfield have constellations as powerful as Genshins and like Eidolons like HSRs and have like Hoyo system? It's an interesting debate. Cause on one hand, is the guarantee not carrying over cringe? Yes. But it's something you as the player can counteract if you're roll smart, right? I don't want to sound like Poke with the don't be greedy and stupid, but like, you know, I think every gacha player has known that the smartest way to always pull, that's what I mean, right? Hoyo games have dupes that make like certain characters way fucking stronger. From everything we've seen at Arknights Endfield and I've seen, dupes mean fucking jack shit. Like, bro, you get 3 dupes, 3 copies of Surtur for 10%, 10 more intelligence, and oh my god, 5 crit. Like, that's kind of dog shit. Why have to choose one thing or the other? Because they're predatory gacha companies, and to expect them to not be predatory is like expecting carnivores to not eat meat. I don't know. That's my take. I mean, would it be amazing if Arknights Endfield made a pity cross over or carry over and kept the current system? Oh, that would be great. But like, come on, why are we kidding ourselves and pretending gacha games or like, gacha companies don't care about fucking being predatory? The whole entire goddamn game's monetization systems are designed around being predatory as fuck. Wasn't Tower of Fantasy kind of good with their gacha though? I don't really remember, but I'm pretty sure Tower of Fantasy had dupes that were really fucking strong too. So I don't think that's entirely true. I think the best thing we can hope for, I think expecting Arknights Endfield to change their character pity might be a pipe dream. I think what we could hope for is the weapon pity. I think they should change the weapon pity to 75-25. At least. I think the 25-75 is very questionable. Hypergrave has a history of not giving a fuck about player feedback. Don't forget we get weapon banner currency from pulling on character banners. Yes, sure. Like, I get that. So, like, that's why I think their logic is to make it a 25-75, because intrinsically, as you are playing the game, you will get pulls for weapon rather than having to swipe for it separately. But it's like, I don't know, man. 25-75 is just a disgusting fucking... it's a disgusting rate up. 4% weapon rate, so it isn't even that bad. It isn't, right? Like, you've seen me do 10 pulls on the weapon banner. I'm getting, like, 6 stars every, like, 2 10 pulls. Like, it's crazy, right? But maybe the weapon banner's not that bad. I still think 75-25 is cringe. How about we compromise and making it a 50-50? Make it a 50-50. We compromise here. Compare it to 75-25 HS or ZZ, but 160 max to 25-75 80 max. Yeah, like, you're not wrong, right? And then beyond that, right, HSR, ZZZ, right, the Hoyo system, you have to also pull with weapon currency that are only available through the actual premium currency, whether you farm for it through dailies or you swipe for it, right? The 25-75 Arknights Endfield system is a lot of the weapon currency you're going to be pulling is going to be like naturally generated from you rolling for characters. So it like balances it out in that manner, but I'm not smart enough to tell exactly how balanced it is. I think we need someone who like wants to actually get out of their way to do the math on this, right? Like the full math on just how many pulls on character banner fully equate to a guarantee on weapon banner, and then compare that to like how much you would have to swipe on, let's say, a Hoyo game to then get a C0R1 and like C. Isn't that just their alternative to Star Glitter and similar currency? Is the amount that you get significantly higher? I can't tell. It feels like it's higher because I've just been rolling nonstop on the beta. And I feel like I have a ridiculous amount of weapon currency for how much. Like, I don't know. So, but like, if I was keeping track, maybe it'd be a better thing. But I have not been keeping track on my, currency at all. So, it's hard to tell. If we get starter bikini skin in Enfield, then I can forgive all of Hypergriff's greediness. I don't think it's that greedy. I actually still think Genshin's still the greediest in terms of banners. Actually, because like I said, with the guarantee not crossing over, right? With the guarantee not crossing over, that is something you as a player can play around, right? Just don't fucking build pity, yeah? Forehead. And just save your pulls until you actually want to pull for something, right? And guarantee it. So there's that. And you guys know my gripe with the Genshin weapon system. I still believe the Genshin weapon system is the most dog shit system out of everything. Not even fucking close. That shit ass. Building pity is the most, yeah, like, but like, you could call it whatever you want about building pity, but we all know there are people that build pity. Even though gacha CCs, guide makers, the entire community has been yapping about how if you're building pity, you're absolutely dented in the brain. People still fucking do it. Chat, how many viewer polls do I do where we're like, all right, let's check out his pity, and then for some reason the motherfucker has 70 polls done on a fucking previous banner, and then we asked him why they pulled it. It's like, I was trying to pull for a fucking, I was building pity. It's like that happens far too often. You build your own pity too? Okay. Chat. Oh, Giga Whale like me building pity is very different from an average, normal, free-to-play / lower spender building pity. I've seen free-to-play / battle pass players building pity nonstop for no fucking reason. And their responses are, it was itchy. It's like, I don't know. I thought I could get lucky. Like, no, stop doing that. That is exactly why these companies make the money that they do, is because they fucking take advantage of people like you, that they know that you're gonna fucking cave, that you're a little weak little boy, and you're just gonna fucking see the little shiny thing and then want to swipe for it a little bit. And then before you know it, you got no fucking pulls. What's wrong with building pity? It's fucking stupid. You should not build for pity on a banner of banner where you do not want that said thing, and you do not like it just sets you up for failure for when there eventually is something that you want. So like building pity has never been a thing. Like don't do it, but people do it. And that's why the system fucking works, because people are stupid. We really need to see an Enfield patch cycle to really see how good or bad the system is. Yeah, well, exactly. That is the other thing, right? As much as we could sit here and shit on Enfield all we want on the gacha system, we don't know what the free-to-play economy is. Of how many resources we're getting per event, like how many free rolls we get naturally, like login events. Are they going to do something like that? Like what all are we really getting at per patch? So until we really see all of that, I think it's very, very difficult to like have a real assumption.
You get around 48% weapon pulls back in currency from character pulls, 80 char pulls is 3.8 weapon 10 pulls and 120 is almost 6 yes.
Okay. So you're saying if you essentially pity a character on the character banner, you can basically almost get a weapon, or get guaranteed weapon, almost. That's not that bad if you think about it. Princess Connect had 300 pity, but they give insane amount of pulls. You get 20 weapon pulls every week from roguelike, apparently. I'm not gonna come to any assessments on the fucking, So the reason I don't want to jump to any conclusions on the, off of the beta, like too much, read too into it, because we don't know if this is the first beta, second beta, third beta. We don't even know if there's gonna be another beta after this, right? Like, I don't want to read too into it until release. For all we know, this might not actually be might not actually be the economy, right? This is why it's a beta. I would not be surprised if they adjust some of these, right, on the actual release with feedback from the player base. So we'll see. My hope for Enfield is that if they do add skins in the future, are they going to be free to play accessible like base Arknights? Who knows? If you get that many weapon pulls, then the current weapon banner with 25% is fine. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. But what I'm saying is it could also just not be 25%, right? It's like that argument we had earlier of like, you know, is it fine? Sure. Could it be better? Yes. So why not ask for better? It could be better. Have you looked at the character stats in depth? Not really, no. I'm not like theory crafting the characters or anything, because everything is pretty much like not final. No casual is gonna say for 1 pity for a character, Arknights system sucks. I don't know if that's true. I think what you should say is no uneducated casual is gonna say for 1 pity. I think there's lots of casuals who like have roundabout knowledge on how not to be stupid with their currency. But yeah. No, Chad, there are casuals who have a general idea of how not to be stupid with their fucking currency. Like 100% there are. We smart hardcore casuals. Listen, Chad, do you guys think every casual player for these gachas literally just like logs in, sees some currency in their fucking account, and then just immediately presses the pull button? I don't think so. I think there's a lot of casuals who have a general gist of the systems and, you know, want to save for their favorite characters. Now, do I think there are a lot of idiots who do exactly that? Yes. That's why I said there's a lot of dumb people who build pity. That was my entire point earlier, right? But I don't think it's everybody. I'm a weak bitch and tried to build pity for Castorus and accidentally got Stinky the Herda. Yeah, but like, see, why would you do that? You're exactly what I'm saying is the fucking problem. What do you mean build pity for Castorus? Why? Then like, this doesn't make sense. It just never makes any sense to me. No, chat. That's like, that just doesn't make sense. He didn't want Herda, but why did he have to build pity for Castorus? Like, was his currency going somewhere? Like honestly, okay, hear me out, right? So he had this many dollars or this many coins, yeah? He had this stack of coins over here, right? This stack of coins, whether he pulls now during Herda banner or later during Castorus, is the same stack. It doesn't change. This is the same stack. So why fucking pull here when you could just hold this and then pull here? It makes no sense. There's no reason to pull here at all. And this is why I'm telling you, people are fucking stupid who do that. Stop. What FOMO does to motherfucker? Exactly. And that's why I'm trying to say, as much as I think the 120 pull guarantee not carrying over, right, isn't that big of a deal if you are smart, right? my point was, even though this sounds stinky, as long as you're smart, it's not bad. But the issue is, gacha players aren't smart. They do this shit. And that's why this is bad. That's why they should make guarantee carryover if they are actually not an evil predatory company. But, you know, they are all evil predatory companies, so, you know, they don't care. Don't forget their excuse, getting the 4 stars. You know what's a weird thing, chat? Is it weird to say? The character gacha in Enfield feels stinky. And this is my gambler coming out. Okay, this is my gambler brain coming out. You want to know why? How so? No, I'm not talking like rates, anything like that. I'm talking about feel. Because all you get are characters. You only get characters. You do a 10 pull and it's 10 characters. Right? And after a certain point, I'm like, bro, I'm getting nothing but the same shit over and over. Right? Like, I want that, like, ooh, you know, a weapon came out. Oh man, that's not a you know, my gambler side is like, oh, it's a little too easy to get these characters. I want that drive, you know? You know how in Genshin you could get fucked over and not get a rate up 4-star after going to C6 a fucking 5-star? And that's terrible. But like in a way, it gives you that like, ooh, you're like tweaking a little. It's like, I could get lucky, you know? I have an addiction problem. Help me. I'm on crack cocaine. No, that's obviously like I'm giving a very stupid gambler take, but I'm just saying when there's more chances to lose, it makes the wins feel better. Chat, don't make me ever make a gacha game. If I make a gacha game, it's gonna be the worst thing ever. It's literally gonna just straight up be slots. That's crazy, but how does... Shut up. If you really think about it, pity not carrying over in Enfield might be a positive long term because it'll help all of these hoyo/wool brain rotted idiots learn to not build pity and stop rolling. No, you're wrong. You want to know why? Because they'll just quit the game. You have this weird thought that these people will unironically stick with a game that they don't fucking get what they want. They're just gonna quit. So, nah. What makes you think they want to stick around? Motherfucker, I don't even think they're gonna stick around past the factory building, to be honest. So, they're gonna get filtered 1,000,000%. Yeah. I can already see them complain about trying to get 4 stars. I don't think so. I think getting the 4 stars in Enfield is very, very easy. So, like, okay, gambler take out of the window, right? Actual logical take incoming. I think the character banner actually feels great compared to, like, the mainstream gachas. Because you're not dealing with the weapons, right? You're pretty much getting characters every pull, right? You can max out a 4-star character just like that. Done. You can max out a 5-star character really fucking quick too, right? Like, it actually feels pretty good. Now, granted, that's offset by the fact that potentials in this game mean jack shit. They give very little. So, like, you think it feels really good, but then you realize, hang on, this isn't like C6 Young Ling. This is more like C 0.6 Youngling after I get 6 copies of her. So, that's cool though. It is. It feels good. But, like, objectively, it's probably not that good. Characters not having to rely on copies is a good thing. Yeah, 100%. So, like, I think my whole discussion with the Enfield thing is, it's an interesting place we're at with it. On one hand, in Arknights Endfield, compared to every other mainstream game, right? You can be complete on a character with 1 copy. Now, can you be complete with every other game as well? WoA, Genshin, ZZZ, HSR, etc.? Yeah, you can. But, like, the growth potential on every one of those games' characters with dupes is huge. They get way stronger. With Arknights, like if this is a chart, so, like, here we go. Like, let's say this is, like, C0 to C6, okay? Like, this will be like Genshin. Let's just say this, right? Let's just say this. That's Genshin. Let's say this is HSR. Let's say this is Wuwa, right? I think Enfield is this. The orange is going to be Enfield. Enfield is this. At least it feels like that to me. From everything I'm reading of the stats and what they do, that's what it is. So, like, it's not a bad thing.
You also have to single pull
like,
if
this
you
is a
don't
good
want
thing,
to waste
chat.
pulls towards your
this is a
guarantee
very
cap
good
despair.
thing. Because it basically means, as a free-to-play, when you get a C0 copy of a character, you're pretty much gonna be getting the same output as some dumb fucking whale that C6 is a character. Right? It's nice. Now, on the flip side, with all this, there's that 120 guarantee, right? That's not carrying over. But this, if you're just smart and not greedy, this is not a problem. Easy. Just be smart and not greedy. Right? But this is, again, like, something where people have to be knowledgeable on it. If they're not, then FOMO's going to get them, and then that's why this becomes bad. So, I think in a perfect world, Arknights Endfield makes the guarantee carry over and keeps the power scaling the same. Now, that wouldn't be perfection, okay, for the character banner. And then beyond that, if they want it to be really nice, make the weapon banner 75-25. Or at least I'll compromise and say 50-50. Because you do get a lot of weapon currency per character pull. So, like, I think a 50-50 would be fair. Yeah. For now, though, it's their first-gen characters. Yeah. You're right. True. In the future, we could see Arknights maybe scale up their dupes slowly with better and better characters. Maybe they have a bad gauge on power creep, but with what I've seen in the OG Arknights game, chat, power creep is really not an issue in that game. So I don't think it's gonna be that big of a problem. Well, isn't as predatory because you can just buy 2 copies. True. That's obvious, right? That's why I swipe so much in Wuwa. It's very it's much cheaper. Now, on that point, actually, as far as we have seen, there has been no shop to buy the limited character, right? We haven't seen a method to buy starter copies. In OG Arknights, there is actually a way to get that. I think it's headhunting permits. I forget. But you can essentially... But, like, those, I believe, reset per banner? So you have to, like... You can... Yeah, or something like that. Yellow certs? Yeah. Only for limited banners? Okay. We have search shop, but it's on rotation. Should people be going for singles instead then, since there's no carryover? No! You know what you should be doing? Just not pulling if you don't have 120 pulls. I don't get the people keep saying, should we just single pull if we don't? No! Just don't pull until you have 120 to guarantee. This is the answer. Stop. Don't do singles. Don't be like, y'all got some of those gacha pulls and start getting a fucking like itchy all over and start doing random singles, right? Just save. Just save. That is the smartest thing, right? I think in the beginning of Arknights Endfield will probably be reroll until you get that good starter, and then go from there, and then save until the next limited banner. And then you're chilling, you know? The game is setting up a lot of filters for casuals, though. Base building and forcing pull discipline. Oh, no. I don't think pull discipline is going to actually be forced. Because I don't think most casuals will actually care about that. If we win 50-50, we should pull till 120 to get one more copy like TOF? No, because that's not how that works. I'm pretty sure. Wait, chat. Enlighten me. On Arknights Endfield gacha, if I pull, and then at my first 6-star, I win 50-50. And is my guarantee gone now for this limited banner? Yeah, it's gone. Yes. Okay, that's what I thought. So, no, you should actually stop. Because if you go again, you are not guaranteed to get anything. Right? This is basically just another 50-50. So, The second you get the limited rate up character, your guarantee is gone. Done. The next banner rate up will be Yvonne. That means starter will remain standard. Yeah, so like I see this. I saw that post that someone linked me on the Reddit, but like I'm not entirely sure. Like I need like a really defined. So the thing with
You still have to single pull, otherwise you waste pulls towards the next guarantee.
yeah, okay, yeah, that is true. That is true. Okay. I guess you're right on that. Cause like you don't know, what if you get a fucking like a double or something, and then like you know, who know, I don't fucking know. Here's my thing, right? Chat, in Arknights, the OG game, there's limited, like true limited characters, right? That have their limited banners. And then there's new characters that aren't limited, right? That are new, but are going to be in standard, yeah? They're like new banners, but they're just going to be standard. Okay, so I think Arknights Endfield is going to be exactly like this. If what that guy's saying on the Reddit post is true, he's essentially saying Surtur is a new standard banner, and then once her banner's done, she's probably going to get tossed into the standard pool. And I don't know if they're saying Yvonne. I think they're also implying that Yvonne is also a standard banner character that are just having their first runs as a new banner and then going to be rotated into the standard pool, which means we have yet to see a true limited banner yet, right? Yvonne is off-rate and starter banner already. Exactly, that's why I'm assuming that means Yvonne is also a standard character. Why would she be an off-rate in another standard banner character unless they're both standard banners? So how are we going to know if this character is a new banner or true limited banner? So I believe in the OG Arknights, they specify when a character is actually limited or not. They will tell you. The banner will specifically say when a character is limited. So, yeah. New characters are added to the standard pool after their banner ends, and limited banners are exclusively tied to anniversary events. Okay. I actually like TOF system of rotate most characters into standard and have very few only limited characters. So no saving pity in this economy? I have no clue, man. Like, what the fuck am I drawing? It's interesting, to say the least. How many pulls do I get in the beta? A fucking lot. But I can't tell if that's natural or we're just getting pumped. Because it's a beta. You think they'll give us 300 pity for true limited in Enfield? Oh, God. Gacha simulation? What is this? TL, they're ignoring pull income and pull cost, weapon banners, and assuming that. So, like, see, the issue with, like, everything right now is we just don't know. Everything is just, because, like, chat, are rates important? Yes. Are pity counts important? Yes. But, like, what can skew all of this? The free-to-play economy, right? Here's the thing. In Grand Blue Fantasy, you need to pull 300 pulls to guarantee a character with Spark. Now, you as a Hoyo player or a Wua player, you'd be like, oh my god, 300? That's insane. But then you find out they do shit like roulette where they give you like 100 pulls, like sometimes for free. And then sometimes they just give you like fucking 10 rolls nonstop and gems for free. And then it's like, wait, hold up. Okay, maybe 300 isn't like that bad, right? So it's like, it really matters about the economy. So like, we need to see how many pulls they are gonna give through events, through story, through exploration, through all of that. And until we get a definitive number on that, we can't really get a perfect idea of what everything feels like. Now, this is just like an averages of everything, regardless of pull economy. So, median pull 72, average pull 81, standard deviation 35. Okay, but like, you're comparing it to like the worst game. Like, I really don't think you should compare it to Genshin. Because like, the issue with Genshin's weapon system is that shit's straight ass. So, yeah, I feel like it's, you know, whatever. I think that's fine. I guess that's fine because Genshin is like basically the status quo most of these newer age games are building off of anyways. So, seen the controversy about the gacha. Simulate the polls. Is there a TLDR? Holy moly. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. This guy's not stupid. He's okay. Simulate the polls. I use the following inputs.
Love the streams, Fob, and the community you conjured. Keep it up,
Hey,
you
thank you,
carry the
Neil, for the
gotcha
4
CC
months.
space on her back.
Huh?
Feels okay, man, less than 3.
I don't know if I'm doing that, but thank you. Holy shit, this is for like max polls. I wish posts like these have TLDRs. Essentially, from everything, it's just like, looking like... I mean, again, comparing it to Genshin is like... Especially the weapon system. I think the Enfield weapon system is way better than the Genshin weapon system, regardless. I also hate this fucking insinuation that the Genshin weapon banner is a 75-25. Because it's really not. Because very rarely do you have a fucking banner where, you, as a player, you're pulling for both weapons. You're generally only pulling for one. So it's not a fucking 75-25. Does the pity reset from 1 to 120 or only from 80 to 120? The pity resets if you get the rate up character at any point. You could literally do one pull, a single at 1, and then get the 6-star, and then your pity is gone because you got it. Right? That is basically how the system works. I think some people are misunderstanding what it means. So, if I am rolling for a character, right? I'm rolling for a character. My first 10 pull, I get nothing. Second 10 pull, I get nothing. And third 10 pull, I get my 6-star, right? My pity box, right? Now it's checkmarked. It's done. It's gone. I could pull 500 more times and lose every 50-50 forever, technically. There's no more guaranteed, right? Like, that's right? Like, I'm pretty sure. If you're pulling for the rate up character with 120 pulls in your savings, and doing the weekly mission obtaining the weapon banner currency, you will have enough for 80 pulls easy. Yeah, okay. No, I mean the pity carrying over. Wait, what do you mean? Does the pity reset from 1 to 120 or only from 80 to 120? Oh! I think it's only from the 80 to 120. So, like, if you don't get the fucking... So, if you get to the 80... Right? If you get to 80 and lose that 50-50, now you have pity activated. And you have to, within this banner, get to that guaranteed pity, or else it's gone. So think of it like a quaint fate. Or not a quaint fate. What the fuck is it called in Genshin Weapon Banner? Epitomize fate? Right? Epitomize fate, right? Genshin's weapon banner? Or whatever the fuck it's called. Path, sorry. Whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. The path. So, essentially, you are pulling one full pity, and then you lose 50-50. You lose it, and then now your path here, epitomized path, is lit up. It's checkmarked. It's ready. It's good to go. And you've pulled 80 pulls down the fucking dumpster. Now, you have to do up till 40 more pulls to get to that 120. And sure, you could get it somewhere in this 40 pulls as well. But essentially, once this is activated, you have to use it in this banner. And it's got, let's say, for example, let's say it's got 25 days, right? And then if you don't use it within this banner, it's gone. Gonzo. Banner resets, changes to the next banner, right? The fucking pity is not lit up. So, what's the reasoning for this gacha system? And then the reasoning is gacha companies are fucking predatory and want to steal your money. And they know that people have FOMO and pull for no fucking reason. And will waste pull currency and then find themselves in a situation where do not have enough pulls to get a character. And then whip out their wallets because they had wasted fucking pity on a previous banner without saving enough for a guarantee. And then that's basically psychologically pressuring you into swiping. Yeah. That's exactly why they do it. It's fucking predatory as shit. But that's why they're called gacha games, right? Because they gotcha. Is it aware the player should not be greedy and stupid when pulling? Exactly. It's definitely shitty. But I don't know. I think unfortunately Hypergriff is balancing with the fact that they feel, I think what their logic as the developer is, they feel like their characters are really good at C0, right? At base. Versus other gacha games that do have carryover pity, but their characters, let's say, peak at like C2 or, get even stronger, insane at C6 and stuff like that, right? I think that's what the fucking developers have to be goddamn doing mental gymnastics to reason as in pity not carrying over. But like, I feel like there can't be any human in the world that wants to say that pity not carrying over is a good thing. Like, pity carrying over would be 100 times better, obviously, because it will lead to people having less FOMO. It will lead to people not being fucking finding themselves in a sticky situation and wanting to swipe. But yeah, I think that is the main thing they should change. I think if they make the 120 pity carry over, I think we're chilling. I think the weapon banner is fine. I think as much as the 25-75 is ass, I think you have to realize in every gacha game, chat, Wuwa, HSR, Genshin, right? What do you have to do to pull weapons? What do you have to pull? What do you have to do? Wuwa has their fucking weapon currency. HSR, you use their fucking same shit, right? Stellar Jade, Genshin, you use their fucking... You have to use the premium currency. In Arknights Endfield, can you use premium currency? Yes. But every time in Arknights Endfield, when you pull a 10 pull or a single pull on a character, you get weapon currency. So, imagine in Wuthering Waves, HSR, or Genshin, every time you do a pull in the character banner, you get weapon currency to pull for the weapon, right? So, like, I think in that regard, I don't think the weapon banner is that bad. Because you're naturally getting currency by rolling for the character. It's to the point where, like someone mathed it earlier, in Arknights Endfield, if you go for full 120 pity on a character, you essentially have like, what, 65 pulls for a weapon? So you would only need 15 more to get the guaranteed weapon if you somehow didn't get the weapon a single time in the 65 pulls. Right? You do in Hoyo 2, I guess, but only 4 stars. What if you win early and not have enough points? Well, shit. Yeah, the weapon rate up is also 4%, so...
Sadly, it also diminishes the value of getting earlies if you lose 50-50, because you'll still be at 50-50 until 120 pulls.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, this is why I'm saying the system is very fucking interesting. There's so many fucking aspects you have to think about to, like, whether determine if it's a good thing or not, right? Like, I could sit here and say, oh my god, if you go full 120 pity on a character, you're pretty much most of the way there for a weapon pity. Okay, but then on the flip side, let's say you got the character in 80 pulls or 60 pulls. Now you only have like, let's say like 32 pulls for weapon. That's not even guaranteeing you a 6-star weapon. So then you would have to naturally like pull for like use your own currency, but then use your own currency and it's a 25-75 and then you fucking lost. Oh shit. You know? Here we go again. Like, so it almost, this system does make it feel like it's worse if you do well. If you get lucky on character banner, oh well, you're gonna have to you know, pray that your weapon pulls go well. So on one hand, if you have really bad luck on character banner, your weapon banner is pretty much set. If you have good luck on character banner, oh, good fucking luck on the weapon banner. Remember the weekly weapon currency from the roguelike? Yeah, but like I think that's like not something we could quantify until release, because all beta numbers are just that, temporary. We don't know if anything is concrete. I could sit here and be like, oh my god, every week you could get weapon currency, 20 weapon currency rolls from the roguelike, but then release comes out and it's reduced to 10 or something, you know? So we don't know for sure. Is the Arknights IP that big to justify such a risk and pure player attraction? I don't think they care, to be honest. The second they made a factory making a gacha game, I think they didn't care. They just want to create what they want. So, I mean, I think that's fine. Arknights is also very big in China. They make, whenever Arknights has a huge fucking banner with like a really popular character, you'll see them on the revenue charts skyrocket in China. Is 4-star or 5-star weapon worse than the 6-star? Okay. I have been playing with 4-star, 5-star weapons and 6-star weapons in Enfield. Okay, no, I've only been playing with 5. Oh, no, I am using a 4-star on my wolf card. They don't seem that terrible, but obviously stat-wise they are worse. You can convert 3-to-1 ratio of premium currency to weapon banner in case you forget it, little bro. No, that's why I said yes, you can pull for it, but like it doesn't change the fact that when you go and change your currency into weapon banner pulls to finish up your weapon banner pity, you're now faced with the 2575. And that's a 1 in 4 chance, bucko. And I can tell you, I don't even win 75-25s in HSR. So I don't know how I'm going to win a 25-75. So, you know, that's the point. You win 25-75 all the time? You're right. I lose. So technically, you're right. I actually win 25-75 all the time. Maybe I'll be really lucky in Arknights Endfield because I lose 25-75 all the time in HSR, or I win it and don't get rate up. So maybe I'll be lucky, right? I think the fact we're going through all of these charts and theories, Enfield needs to clarify what everything means and what happens, or tune things accordingly. No, I think it's very simple. It's not that convoluted. It's just different from what a lot of people are used to in the mainstream gacha games. But yeah, I don't think it's that convoluted. I'm sure they will eventually. Well, okay. Let's be honest. With Hoyo getting sued by the FTC, I'll bet your ass Arknights Endfield and all these other gacha games are gonna start making their fucking banner details real fucking clear.
Quickly and swiftly.
You know? Hoyo's getting crucified, so every other gacha game doesn't have to fucking get crucified. Thank God. All the other gacha games are like, woo! Hey, get fucked, Hoyo. Easy. Now we don't have to get sued. I will say, though, I'm surprised the FTC suits them for so little.
Leave it to me.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm the FTC, but if I was the FTC, bro, I would have sued for like a bill minimum. You know, come on. We're a $1 billion company. 20 million? Like, that's a drop in the bucket.
What happened to Hoyo?
Hoyo could have been sued for way more. I'm not saying Hoyo should have been sued for more, but I'm surprised the FTC didn't sue for more.
Can you keep
if they try to get too much, Hoyo will just not pay them. But then wouldn't they be banned from the States? I don't think Hoyo wants to risk that. Yeah, they would get banned. So no, that they would not fucking risk that. They still make a good chunk of money off of the States. So Epic 7 also has a 120 pity with no carryover, but yeah, they are pretty generous with currency if you just play the game. Yeah, how about we talk about ML pulls, buddy? Epic 7 is not generous. I hate that game. So with weapon banner currency, there's no 25-75, or is it still there? Oh, it's still there. It's still there. If it's too high, then they would just fight it in court. They settled because the amount wasn't high. Yeah. But I do really wonder what we're going to start seeing from a lot of our favorite gacha games. Like, I feel like we're going to start seeing some goofy little graphics start showing up on our games. Like, I actually would not be surprised if I went here, right? If I went here and went to do a pull, right? I would get, like, a warning here. It's like, 1 Radiant Tide required. Would you like to purchase 160 Asteroid? And then it says in parentheses, this is $1 or something like that, you know? Like, I'll bet you they're going to start, like, incorporating stuff like that. Just to, like, be real clear. It's like, this is how much you're really spending. Yeah, just you know? I'm assuming that's where we're going to be heading towards for all our gacha
Quickly
games.
and swift surrender.
Meanwhile, EA and Co runs rampant with their loot boxes in the US. Well, yeah, but that's just the US being the US, you know.